Kingsway.
Thousands of Canadian families have lost loved ones to an overdose epidemic this government has failed to stem. Health professionals, Canada's Chief Public Health Officer, the President of the Canadian Medical Association, big city mayors and police chiefs all want to decriminalize and regulate substance use to save lives. Instead, today we see the Prime Minister sign on to the failed war on drugs approach demanded by Donald Trump. Wow. Are the Liberals truly so desperate for a new NAFTA that they are prepared to put Canadians' lives at risk to get it?
Honourable Minister of Health.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, protecting the health and safety of Canadians is my top priority. We are in a national public health crisis when it comes to the opioid epidemic, and we've seen the tragic numbers that were released last week. The numbers are more than numbers, Mr. Speaker. These are lives of Canadians. Substance abuse is an international problem, and the global call for action will help us move forward. 130 countries have signed on to the declaration, and we certainly want to be a part of that conversation. If we're not around the table, Mr. Speaker, we certainly won't be able to effect change.
The Honourable Member for Laurier-Sainte-Marie. Mr. Speaker, today, to the surprise of the international community and experts, the Liberals endorsed the devastating war on drugs put forth by President Trump. Trump told the UN would no longer be supporting multilateralism, would be cutting international assistance, and would be opposing the International Criminal Court. He doesn't even want to promote human rights anymore. So instead of trying to please the Trump administration, will the Liberals take a stand and condemn the American president's dangerous rhetoric? The Honourable Minister. Protecting the health of Canadians is my top priority as Minister of Health. We are currently in an opioid crisis, a national crisis, and we are facing it. Last week, the figures came out and they were tragic. They're not just figures, but we're talking about lives that are being lost in this country. The use of illicit substance is a world issue, a global issue, and we need to act globally. Countries signed the declaration, and we acknowledge that there are different positions. It's impossible to make change without being around the table.
Speaker, while